Let's talk about something that can save a lot of frustration when designing in Canva. Switching your design to landscape mode. Sometimes a layout just looks better wider than it does tall, especially for things like presentations, banners, or YouTube thumbnails. If the current project in Canva is vertical, the good news is that it's easy to flip it into a landscape layout without redoing everything from scratch. Start by opening the design that needs to be changed. Look toward to the top bar and find the button called Resize. The only thing to note is that this feature works only with Canva Pro. However, Canva often lets free users try it for a short time. Once the Resize panel opens, a list of preset sizes will appear, for example, A4, presentation, poster, and so on. If none of those fit the layout, choose Custom Size. This option lets you manually adjust the width and height. Now, here is where the change to landscape happens. Inside that custom size window, notice that there are values in the width and height boxes. To changing to the landscape size, you must enter new values. First, click on the Unit tab and select the units you want to use. For this example, I will use inches. Now, let's enter 11 into the width box and 8.5 to the height box. As you see, the icon under the boxes shows you that this new dimension is a landscape. After that, select Resize or Copy and Resize. These two options decide whether to replace the current layout or create a new version. Choosing Resize transforms the original project into landscape layout. Choosing Copy and Resize keeps the vertical version safe and makes a second landscape version. That's handy if both versions are needed. One for a flyer, one for screen display. When the new page loads, notice that the elements themselves don't rotate. Text boxes, shapes, and photos stay exactly where they were on the canvas, but the page orientation changes. That means some adjustments might be needed. Maybe center the title again or stretch the background to fill the new width. This method also works in reverse. A wide design can be turned vertical using the same size settings just by switching back to portrait mode. Changing orientation in Canva used to mean starting over with a new file and manually copying every element. Now it takes just a few clicks. It's one of those small changes that saves a lot of time during design projects. Once this tool becomes familiar, layouts can easily move between posters, presentations, and thumbnails formats, all while keeping the same style and content. So next time a design looks a bit too tall, open the Resize button and flip it to landscape. Canva does the heavy lifting and the creativity stays complete in your hands.